talk about it.
Yeah. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk About It with your boy. Hey man, welcome back. It's 2023 and I'm back in school. Second semester started back up on Tuesday for me. Well, actually, yeah, Tuesday for me. I got one class on Tuesday and two classes on Wednesday. So I'm excited to be um back in it again. Haven't been. It's been what 2 weeks since 2 3 weeks since our last episode. Uh, Man, so we got a lot to talk about. Let's see. We had well, hopefully everybody had a good holiday. We had Christmas and then we had New Year. So hopefully everybody got what they wanted for Christmas. Everybody was able to get what they needed to get for their loved ones for Christmas. And who all turned up for New Year's? Did y'all get too trash? Did y'all, hang out with the same people y'all hung out with last year? Did y'all do it differently? But then not only that, like we're into the new year, so you know what that means. These resolutions were what 13 days in. So are we still keeping up with what we said we were gonna do in this new year? Me personally, I think I'm still doing what I said I was gonna do. Just stay consistent and keep doing what I'm doing. And so far, I'm 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 still sticking with my quote unquote resolution. I don't really like to do resolutions. I like to just, you know, say I'm gonna do something and just go ahead and do it. So yeah, it's not only is it a new year, right? This is the first video back, first video of the new year, and it's Friday the 13th. And yeah, there's so many things. I guess growing up, that's that's spooky and crazy and weird about Friday the 13th. I mean, I've growing up, I uh, everybody. I mean, growing up, as a kid, everybody thinks Friday the 13th is the something scary and cursed and stuff like that. Now I see it now as, oh shoot, it's Friday the 13th. That's what's up. So that that's the reason why I said it, because it's like, oh shoot, it's Friday the 13th. So if you and I will say this, I think the reason why uh, some people, and I even say me sometimes, we see crazy or weird things on Friday the 13th is because that's all we're thinking about. So if we're thinking about doing or seeing weird things, our mind is gonna think, "Oh shoot, is that the light flickering, or is that uh, am I hearing scratches? This and that." Now I'm not saying if you're not hearing those things, like scratches and noises and stuff like that on Friday the 13th or just any day, but especially on Friday the 13th, I'm not saying don't go check it out because it may be. No, I mean, don't just think it's your mind on Friday the 13th. Like there, some people do pick these days to do some weird things and crazy shit out here. So, but yeah, so what's been new that what in the past, what's been like 2.5 weeks, right? So we seen the verdict of the Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez case, and as we all know, Tory Lanez was found guilty. I'm not gonna go into huge details, but I was personally shocked by that outcome. Because me personally, I'm not gonna go into full detail, but with the evidence that was presented and things of that nature, I felt at the minimum it should have been a mistrial, something. I don't think he should have been found guilty of. Well, if you really look at it, when people see found guilty, they think, oh, he found guilty of shooting Meg and this, and that. No, he's just found guilty of, possession of firearm and negligent discharge of a firearm. So that's not like definitively saying like, oh, he shot at someone, but that's beside the point. The verdict was made. Sentencing, we don't know how long he's going to be locked up for. I believe he's facing up to 20 some years, which is nuts. To be honest, I don't know. I think for me, because this situation involved two black people, it's tough for me because you got a black woman, which black women in America are underappreciated like crazy, and we need to start. Black men for sure need to start appreciating our black women more. So when it came to this situation, you got a black man and then a black woman, and on one end you got the way it looks, it's a black man disrespecting and shooting at a black woman. So just the dynamic of that is terrible, and with the evidence and everything else that's going on within that case and even around it, it's just honestly, I pray for Tory's side and Megan's side. Like, if it's change, like honestly, in this situation, we know alcohol was involved and stuff like that. So this whole situation could have been avoided, and I think both parties should reflect on that. And I hope the best for both parties, to be honest with you. I rock with Tory Lanez and Tory Lanez's music, so I hope the best for him. I'm cool. I mean, I don't really listen to Meg's music like that, but I support Megan because she's black. Keep it a buck, just to keep it a whole hundred with anybody. So I'm always gonna rock with them just in support, just for growth purposes. But yeah, we got to do. That situation was crazy. A lot of people were outraged by the verdict. Tory's father spoke out and started, name dropping like Rock Nation and stuff like that. And like I said, I'm not gonna go too far into it, but I will say, I mean, you got to look into some things. I'll just leave it at that. Like, we got to look in some things. When you got, I say this, when you got backing, it's things look better for you, or things will be somewhat easier in a sense. But I'm not saying that's the case, with Megan in terms of like Rock Nation and stuff like that. But I'm just saying, I'm putting it out there that don't start looking at people like Tory's father and thinking he's crazy for saying what he's saying and ranting. Just look into it. That's all. That's all I say. Look into this stuff. What else we got? Let's see. Gunna was released. He took a plea deal. Young Thug is still in jail. And a lot of people are speculating whether Gunna snitched on Thug and things of that. Me personally, I look at it like this. Y'all need to stop putting yourselves in these situations where y'all have to where y'all have to get tested on that stuff. Like stop partaking in that shit, man. Then y'all won't have to figure out if you a snitch or not. If you're not moving around in those type of circles, then you don't have to worry about quote unquote getting jammed up and worrying about if people gonna flip on you. Just stop doing that shit, man. Honestly, like I think that's what I'm getting. I think I'm getting tired of just us like coming at each other, especially in these situations. Like you're gonna be mad at, and I know I grew up with snitches get stitches and blase. I grew up on that, but I think as you get older, you start to realize like, yo, if I ain't do nothing, y'all, I'm not about to get in trouble for doing something for something that y'all niggas is doing. Just to keep it 100. So I think as you get older, for me, as I got older, I realized like, yo, these people are just trying to protect themselves and not only protect their family. Now, when I am saying this, because I know y'all niggas gonna try to come at me for this. I am not saying y'all should go out there and snitch. But what I will say is y'all need to stop putting yourselves in situations where y'all have to, you know, be a snitch or not. Now, in Gunna's situation, I say this. Gunna taking a plea deal, in my opinion, is way different. And I think 10 times different than 6ix9ine in his situation. Because see what 6ix9ine was, he was claiming and acting like he was participating in these things and talking tough and antagonizing people and he's believing he's in some type of like he's protected and he's gang affiliated and all that. And he was quote unquote, you know, saying, I do this, I do that. And then when shit hit the fan, then he's pointing fingers like, no, I wasn't doing that. I wasn't doing that. That's snitching. When you partaking in some situation that your man's is partaking in, and you snitching on him because you want to get a lesser charge or you want to get lesser time. That's snitching. When both of y'all doing something and then you trying to hurry up and make a deal. That's snitching. I'm not condoning that whatsoever. If you doing some dirt and you get caught up, take your lick. But if you're not doing nothing, if you are not partaking in nothing, I'm not like if you are not in any shape or form affiliated or moving around like that, and you get caught up because those are your people and you cool with them, and you didn't do anything, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. That's just what it is, and that's not saying Gunna was pointing the finger saying Thug was doing this, Thugger was doing that. No, I don't think he did that. I don't think he said that. So I think there's a difference, in my opinion. I think there's a difference in these situations. But then again, if you don't want to get caught up in any of those type of situations, stop running around acting like you can handle that. Because me personally, I'm cool on that. I'm cool on it. I'm not trying to face no time for some shit I know for a fact I didn't do. I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. I just won't. And to be honest, I'm quite sure there's plenty of black men in the system right now doing time because they not snitching or nah, I gotta be hard and stuff like that for shit they did not do. But because it's part of the streets and this and that, But that's another story for another time. Like at the end of the day, more of the story with the whole Gunna Thugger situation, the Rico case. When you make money, stay out the game. Like I thought the whole point to make money, and especially living in the conditions and the situations that some of these rappers and some of these people in general, I thought it was to make it out the hood and stay out of it. Not, and when I say hood, I'm talking about not only just the place, but the mentality as well, your mindset. Like you got to also get out of the hood mindset too. Like you can't, like, still trying to, move around like a gang and still, like, I look at it like this. If you made it out the hood and you were in a gang or just down the wrong path in general, but then you got successful or made it and you got some coins in your pocket, why are you going back to the situation you just fought to get out of? Why would you do that? That's not even smart. Because when you're doing that, you got people that are hungry just like you were not too long ago. Even hungrier. The same way you felt that you had to get it no matter what. You finally got that. You finally got that money. You finally got that record deal. You finally got whatever it is that you were trying to do, you got it. Right? But then you decided, let me show off. Let me front. Let me show these people that I got it. 9 times out of 10, you keep doing that, you either gonna get caught up in something, or somebody gonna knock you off. So, I don't think you want to do that. I don't think you want to keep living that type of lifestyle, and because that's what's gonna happen to you. But it's getting good. We're gonna take a quick music break. And when we get back, we're gonna listen to some. We're gonna talk about some sports because my Lakers is doing all right, and talk about a few other things. But let's get to it. And we are back. So, like I said before, we're gonna touch on some sports, just a little bit, covering Damar Hamlin, a safety for the Buffalo Bills, suffered a cardiac arrest on Monday, playing against the Cincinnati Bengals. And I know a lot of people haven't seen stuff like that. I know I haven't, where somebody has to, or a player has to get, resuscitated on the field. So I'm glad to hear now that he has been released from the hospital. But it just goes to show you the intensity of football, for one, and all the things that these athletes put their bodies through just to compete. And a similar, I'm not gonna say a similar thing happened, but it was a scare with Tua. He didn't have a cardiac, or he didn't have a heart attack on the field, but just you getting carted off the field. And then Ryan Shazier, a couple years back, from the Pittsburgh Steelers, my favorite team, a linebacker, he got hit and went paralyzed. And he recovered. He's walking now. And I believe he offered up some advice as well. So yes, that was a crazy situation. A lot of people were outraged at the league for wanting to continue on with the game. Skip Bayless actually wanted to. He tweeted something, but we all know Skip Bayless is. He loves to say something about black people, but he said something. Shannon Sharp spazzed on him, rightfully so. Yeah, it's crazy. It was a crazy week, and but I'm glad that he's doing good. He's got released out the hospital, and I know he's not gonna be back anytime soon. But I know the team's happy. Everybody around the league, around the world, are happy that he came home, and the Bills are gonna ramp up or get prepared and ready for the playoffs. Uh, Enough of football, and we'll talk about my. Not, I mean, I don't want to say pitiful because we're actually moving in the right direction, so that's cool. I'm cool on that. So we're gonna shift to the NBA. Eastern Conference, we got Boston at 1, Brooklyn at 2, Milwaukee at 3, Cleveland at 4, Philly at 5, New York Knicks at 6 is crazy. Pacers at 7, Heat at 8, Hawks at 9, Chicago at 10. The 7 through 10 is, I'm only calling those names out because, of course, we know that we have the play-in again this year. So, and then that was for the Eastern Conference. Now for the Western Conference, my favorite conference because the Lakers are in this conference. We'll go with number 1, Denver. 2, Memphis, crazy. Number 3, the Pelicans, okay. 4, Dallas, which we just lost to Dallas last night. Luka put up some. Yeah, we're not going to talk about it. He had another triple-double, of course. Sacramento at 5, crazy. Clippers at 6, fuck the Clippers. Phoenix at 7, Golden State at 8, Utah at 9, and Minnesota at 10. And so Portland, OKC, and the Lakers are all tied, I guess you could say, for the 11th. But to be honest, from at least in the Western Conference, from the 8th spot to the, and you know what, I can even say the 7th spot. The 7th and 8th spot through the 10th and 11th ish are up in the air. Like, all those teams are at least 2 games behind 6th place, this 6th spot. So the West is wide open this year, and I'm happy with it because right now where we're at ranking or ranking wise and standing wise, we're still in it. So I'm cool with that. Lakers, because if I'm going to talk basketball, I'm going to talk Lakers. We're pulling it together. AD, because I think the last show, AD wasn't hurt, I don't think. So, or was he? Might have not have been hurt. But anyways, AD's hurt. We kind of stayed afloat somewhat. And when I say stay afloat, I'm not talking stay afloat 500. I'm saying stay afloat where we're not dropping dramatically in the standings. But Lakers are all right. I will say we still need to make a piece. We still need to make a trade. We got to push for something. LeBron was fed up. He tweeted out, or I don't know if he tweeted. That's the thing. When these athletes, because I'm not on Twitter, every time somebody says an athlete tweets out something, I'm always tracking it on Instagram or something like that. So when I see something, I'm thinking it's coming from Instagram. So I preface this to say what I got from LeBron was, and it was probably on Twitter or I think he tweeted out, but he said something along the lines of, y'all know what y'all know what y'all need to do with them picks. Meaning, we need to make some trades. We need to make some moves because Father Time is starting to call LeBron. At first, Father Time was just texting, and LeBron will respond here and there. But now Father Time is calling him, and he knows it. So he's trying to get as many pieces around him so that we can compete for a chip. We definitely need to compete for another chip. I'm tired of hearing the bubble ring was an asterisk. Nah, no, it wasn't. Because if it was an asterisk, if it was this and that, why a team ain't got it? What we talking about? So, yeah, LeBron's frustrated because we're losing some games that we shouldn't be losing. We're not hitting any shots that we should be hitting. Like, we need shooters. Our defense is picking it up. Russ is playing. You know what? Everybody, like, out of everybody on the team, Russ to me is playing the best. Besides, compared to, I guess, LeBron's age 38, season 20 performance, yeah, Russ has been the most consistent and effective because LeBron was hurt. And he was out for a couple games, nothing too crazy. But Russ and the team and Schroeder, Dennis the Menace, was keeping us there. So, yeah, we're sitting at 19 and 23. It should have been 20 and 23, but we went into 2 overtimes last night. Luka had back-to-back OT forcing shots, or game tying 2 force overtime type of shots. Luka's special. He played. It's crazy when you watch Luka, especially for me because I'm a basketball player, or I like to think I am. Nah, fuck that. I'm a basketball player. See me if you think otherwise. But when you're watching Luka, especially as a basketball player, you're like, why can't nobody stop him? He's playing so slow. Like, I'm sitting there looking at some of the moves. He's going in, and then he's like, his pumps are so slow, but nobody's getting them. And I'm not understanding it. But I guess it's easier than, for me, it's easier than it looks. Or it's harder than it looks. Yeah, I see it's. I'm guessing it's harder to guard Luka than I guess it looks because he's a certified bucket. Like, Luka, not gonna lie to you, is a certified blue check, Nike check, food stamp check, certified bucket. So it is gonna be difficult to maintain him, but we did a decent job in the second half. It's just, yeah, Luka decided, LeBron, nah, this is my league, G's. What we doing? This is my league now. But yeah, I know LeBron he gets frustrated seeing some of the effort. I mean, like I said, we've picked up our intensity offensively and defensively, so it's, as a fan looking at the way the Lakers started out the season, 2-10, to turn it around, like the 2-10 start, trade everybody, right? Trade everybody except for LeBron. now where we're at now, it's like, don't trade everybody, but don't get comfortable. Don't let this fight and this push and this grind fool y'all. We do need to make some changes. And the 2-10, like the 2-10, LeBron and AD were safe. The 2-10, trade everybody, only LeBron, AD safe. Now, we could play around with house money now. Know what I mean? Like we can play around a little bit. If LeBron, if we could throw LeBron in it, let me stop before I get a whole bunch of Laker fans coming at me. See me though, I'm Laker all day. It's for the betterment of the team. Honestly, I just want rings on top of rings, like I'm Sonic. I got bars. But yeah, I think that's a good catch up for on the sports because I'm not gonna go too crazy. Oh, I will mention this. Shout out to my Steelers once again, and shout out to Mike Tomlin once again for having a winning season. He is the only coach in NFL history to have, I think, to be the only coach with a winning, like no losing seasons. So shout out to Mike Tomlin. Shout out to the Steelers. And yeah, that's enough for the sports. I actually wanted to mention something about something I've read. It kind of threw it threw me off for quite a few reasons. And I know it threw other people off too. So I don't know the exact date. I want to say, okay, so on Friday the 6th, Friday the 6th, a Virginia teacher gets shot by a 6-year-old in her classroom. Like when I first seen that article, like I had to take a double look at it because it said, Virginia teacher shot, like, and then by a 6-year-old. Like sometimes I know I'm not dyslexic, right? But when I read that, for some reason I thought 6-year-old shot by Virginia teacher. That's how I thought I read it. So I'm like, what the heck? So when I did that double check and seen Virginia teacher shot by a 6-year-old, I'm like, what is going on? Like, my first question is, how did he get how's a 6-year-old? Because I have a 7-year-old son. So I know he's not playing with no guns. He's not going to get a gun and bring it to school. So I'm trying to figure out where the gun came from in the first place. 2, what altercation, because they said it was a back and forth between the teacher and the student or the 6-year-old. But what situation in your mind that would piss a 6-year-old off that will make that 6-year-old say, you know what? I'm gonna go in my book bag, take out a gun, and shoot, like, point it. Like I'm trying to. Even as I'm saying this, I'm trying to wrap my head around, like, I'm even trying to picture what can I say to my son, right? That would make him say, like this is a 6-year-old. Like it's wild to me. So I want to know where the parents was at, like how, like what's going on? How a 6-year-old get a hold of a handgun? And I'm glad no one else was hurt. Like there's no fatalities or anything, but because the teacher's in stable condition. But geez, what is going on? I'm glad there was no ricochet of bullets shooting, hitting other students. It's just a crazy situation. Like that's wild to me that a 6-year-old got a hold of a gun and accidentally shoots his teacher. Or I don't even, that's the thing. It doesn't say if it was like, if it was on purpose. Like, I don't know. I can't wrap my head around it because that's just a child. That's nuts to me. But yeah, this world is crazy. And another thing that I want to talk about, my wife kind of mentioned it, right? Freaking, how do? Well, there's two things. There's two things my wife mentioned. One was how does freaking the computers shut off in airports? Like how do all the freaking computers just get disconnected out of nowhere, right? That's weird in itself. That's crazy. That's something that we need to look at. And then two, y'all seen the floods in California? I didn't. I what since when did it rain in California? For one, two, we got flooding. Now I know. Last year, well, ever since the pandemic hit, right? So for 2020 and then 2021, y'all all been setting those calendars, right? Those little what the fuck happened calendars for the year. Well, we're only in the first month and we done tapped into a couple of what the hell moments. So 2023 is starting off in that context crazy. But how are we starting off 2023? Like we talked about earlier in the show. What are we continuing to do? Are we still sticking with our workout plan? Are we still cutting those people off that we said we were going to cut off? Are we still staying focused? Like what are we doing? Because I know, like I said, we only 13 days in. How many of y'all out there already messed up? It's okay. Get back on the horse. It's all good. It's all good. That's the thing. That's the thing we want to do this year. Is stay consistent. I would hope you want to stay consistent, and like I was saying, enough of the resolutions is just, let's just stay consistent. If we fell off track, let's just get back to it. Don't let that, mess up what you got going on. Don't let it mess up the goals. Don't let it mess up any of your plans. Because what we said we're not gonna do this year is what we were doing last year, and we didn't like it. So I think we gotta identify what it is that we said that we wanted to do, and start identifying and picking up things that are going to help you. Like if working out and staying fit was your goal for 2023, then what are you doing to keep up with that goal? Are you eating late? Are you eating too much? What are you eating? Like there's so many things that you have to start doing. Are you sleeping enough? Because our body needs some time to sleep, to heal, to actually stay healthy. What are we doing? Are we doing the same routines? Oh, let me grab a burger after this workout, or let me grab this ice cream, whatever the case may be. We got to stop. We got to stop doing those old habits. If especially if it's working out that you want to do and get fit. Find those avenues. Find those friends that want to work out with you. Find the right music, because I know I can't work out if I don't got my music. It's still not an excuse, but you want to set yourself up. You want to set yourself up. You definitely don't want to think things are going to be handed to you, or things are going to just merely work out. It's just not gonna happen like that. So if you wanna any goal that you just have set, because today is this time is the time, because we're fresh into the year, and this is the perfect time to start a habit, because it takes what 45 days to start a habit, or 21 days to start a habit. So do something, that goal that you wanted, keep going at it. Keep practicing at it. Find those avenues, find those friends, and just don't give up. Because I know it's easy to. It is easy. It is easy. And don't let that excitement burn out either. Because everyone gets their adrenaline pumping, like, ooh, we're about to start this. This is that goal I'm working towards. And we start off hot and heavy, ready, like we're going 200 miles per hour at it, and then we burn out because that excitement's gone. Try to find ways to keep that excitement going, and keep that hunger and that want, keep it going. But yeah. Thank you for listening to the first episode back. The first episode of the new year, 2023, is going to be filled with love. 2023 is going to be filled with prosperity. 2023 is going to be filled with strength, change, courage. 2023 is going to be filled with restraint, accountability. 2023 is just going to be great for whoever wants it to be great. You got to want it, and you got to speak it. So whatever you say you want, speak it. But thank you for listening to another episode of Let's Talk About It with your boy.
Yeah. Let's talk about it.